afternoon. This is pertaining to the video of a little while ago, in which I mentioned the former stepfather, Bill Love, later in his life back in the 90s, having a large Bible that he hadn't had before. I said I was going to mention some other detail, and what I'm remembering is I think it probably is true that he and others conjured about a very large Bible that I had when I was in the Navy back in the 1970s. What happened was I was stationed to Taylor Station in Meridian, Mississippi, and like I said before, I worked in the aviation electronics technicians shop there, an area of the aviation electrician shop. And one night, myself and some others were having some beers on the entry steps of a house out in the countryside when a young man arrived in his car, and he was a Bible salesman. And what he was selling was a very nice looking quality large collector kind of item, leather with gold decoration on the cover, Bible and dictionary set. So we kind of scoffed a little bit at first, but he was forthright about it, and it was obviously a quality quality merchandise. So I thought, well, maybe I'd go ahead and buy it. A big dictionary, Bible and dictionary that would last through a lifetime. Maybe I'd end up settling down and like having it on my shelf. So anyway, I went ahead and agreed to order the Bible and dictionary, and that was in 1976. And what I did, I made a little bit of a mistake about the matter, and had it delivered to the maintenance shop of the hangar. And there was a little bit of consternation about a big Bible and dictionary, especially about a Bible being delivered to the maintenance shop. And I guess there was some rumoring about it. And after I left the Navy, I brought the items back to Sebring, and I think the particular items were left in the business warehouse of Bill, the former stepfather. I don't remember the details exactly, but I do know, like I've mentioned in other messages, that there had been some secret conjuring about some items that I had left in the warehouse loft, and I think I think that he secretly even pivoted on some kind of end of the world kind of conspiring. But I basically didn't read much of the particular item. I was still, by then I was only about 20, 21 years old, and I spent most of my time out. And it was a really good quality decorative item that I meant to keep, but my life was kind of in an uproar back then also, and so I didn't get stabilized in any way, and left I'm mostly sure I left them in the loft above the office of Bill Love's Thunderbird Aircraft Corporation. So anyway, that's something else I wanted to mention, and whatever kind of details that he might have been, what is about his conspiring. Remember the mention of concerns pertaining to the allegation of trying to take over a ballistic missile submarine, and whatever else. Those are different topics. But I found something else that's kind of a disturbance, and something else kind of disturbing, and something else that the former man sounding like an alleging being the former stepfather touted direct involvement with about manipulating the moon. And when I was young, we were never taught anything about the moon at all, except for what we learned in school. And back in the late 70s, about the Apollo program, it was we were patriotic like anyone else, and we were taught that it was a great achievement in exploration. And there wasn't any talk or indication of any kind of conspiring, that the United States program was even on television, and the landings were on the near side of the moon for anybody to see. Whereas that we were told that the Soviet Union had unmanned missions that were to the dark side. So anyway, I found this other item. There's really a lot of subject matter. It is kind of difficult because there isn't much overt talk about it. I do remember an occasion, probably back in about around 2006, maybe, in a Books a Million store of Sarasota Pavilion, that one day somebody of news was on their one of their TVs saying that I was seeing more evidences of the colliding moon. And and it was said that it's difficult to report about because there's varying religious beliefs pertaining to the moon, and that is a continuing difficulty, and would be impossible to detail in a message like this. But my opinion is always for sanity pertaining to the matter that be thankful for living peacefully and sensibly in the living world, and understand that the moon is out in space, and unless there's manipulation, that there can't be any adverse effect to the people that we know of. And a worry continues to be is that there is some religious leadership that is kind of maligned and set in old ways pertaining to the moon. And on one day, I recall in a brief that I had sent back in September. I forget what year now. I've been talking and I forgot a previous report that I've attached to this, edited, that a man alleging being a priest from the Catholic Church had said an allegation of having been the promoting of this society, and was saying hostile kind of comments, including referring to some children as little Deaduties. And anybody in Gulfgate Library was hearing what I just described. It was back in 2011. He and the particular man alleged being a priest was getting into AC systems, computer systems, and being loud and kind of arrogant about saying his assertions. And I just, there has been, of course, a lot of talk about it through the years, and I just believe everything should be resolved peacefully. But the old man alleging Bill Love. What I have seen a lot of manipulation, and what the old man alleging being Bill Love was mostly what I've seen mostly pivoted on is the 1981 Orlando medical malpractice. That there is precise manipulation that pivots pertaining to the moon about the malpractice's secret accusation also, but they were exactly wrong. And so there are sometimes some sudden and unexpected scenes. And I do recall one particularly dramatic instance that I never have any control over at all. On an early night, I was leaving Sarasota Pavilion, heading past the SCAT station, heading east on Mall Drive, when suddenly a couple of very bright, luminous, round projections occurred, formulating near the outer corner of my left eye, and zoomed away to instantly impact the full moon that was rising in the eastern sky. First one and then a second. And there were a couple of witnesses, a couple of young black men who were standing near the station. They didn't say anything at all. They looked kind of surprised. I was surprised also. But whatever the details are, the instance and other instances is all pivoted on what was first secret 1981, early summer of 1981 accusation of a medical clinic in Orlando, and the egotism of others that were accusing wrongly that there was substance of another man on the outer corner of my left. But the truth has only been revealed. If I had known about the accusation back then, I'd have certainly spoken about it. Again, this is for sensible peace, and I hope everyone's having a good day. And regarding the moon,